Let's go over Star Wars Episode 9, the final film of the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy alike. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one of the biggest questions of all for this movie by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio is, of course, exactly how will J.J. wrap up the entire sequel trilogy. Now, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film as we go through principal photography. However, you guys may recall that there was an original director and writer for this film. His name was, of course, Colin Trevorrow, who also is the creator of the Jurassic World series. He did a lot of work on that. And looking at Episode 9, and after he was let go, fired by Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm, etc., Disney, you name it, a lot of people are wondering exactly what we could have seen in Colin Trevorrow's script for Episode 9. Now, there was a lot of rumors out there that Colin Trevorrow got let go because he wanted Luke Skywalker to live, apparently, as well as providing a backstory of Supreme Leader Snoke. Now, looking at Colin Trevorrow and all, a lot of people have been wondering more and more about this, and these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. However, one of the storyboard descriptions has all to do, however, not with the current Episode 9, but the old Episode 9 that was being done by Colin Trevorrow. Specifically, one of a storyboard description that had Luke Skywalker in a lightsaber duel with multiple figures near a sacred temple that resembled the original First Jedi Temple design. However, the environment appeared nothing like Ahch-To. These figures fighting an older Luke were actually fighting for Kylo Ren, standing in the background. However, the figures looked nothing like the Knights of Ren. There were a total of 4 fighters, all with red lightsaber blades, fighting Luke with his green lightsaber. Another went over Luke using the Force by spreading his arms, creating this shockwave, throwing all 4 adversaries off a high cliff to their death. Then Luke goes on to talk to Kylo Ren, his nephew, before a shot of them in a locked position similar to both Kylo and Rey in The Force Awakens. Very interesting stuff, guys, I gotta say, and it really does open one's eyes as to what Colin Trevorrow could have provided in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, I don't want to speak too soon because we really don't know what J.J. Abrams is going to do with the character of Luke and/or Kylo Ren in Episode 9. Now, I will say I don't think that he's necessarily coming back to life in the present, where they could do something like that, because J.J. Abrams has said before in the past that, you know, he's dead. He even told Mark Hamill, no, you're dead, get used to it all. However, J.J. Abrams could be lying. That's a possibility too. He did the same exact thing with Khan in Star Trek, so let's try to not forget that. So anything can really happen in Episode 9. We do know that this movie is going to hold a lot of big and, surprising twists and turns for this movie, so that's one thing to look forward to, and honestly, I just really hope it really pays off. I think it's going to be a big gamble for J.J. Abrams to really give the fans a really good story because of what happened after The Last Jedi. So, with this original storyboard description of Luke Skywalker facing 4 foes that are guarding Kylo Ren, near the sacred Jedi Temple that is the original design of the First Jedi Temple, near exact to it. I don't know if you guys ever saw that. It was a design that was actually approved by George Lucas, and that never made the finalized version of The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens itself, so it left a lot of people wondering as to what they could really do with Episode 9. Was this the original Ahch-To coming back in the final film of the Skywalker saga? I don't think so. I think it was just another location where Luke was going up against these 4 individuals guarding Kylo Ren. Now, these 4 adversaries for Luke Skywalker were not the Knights of Ren, which is very interesting. Now, was Colin Trevorrow going to essentially get rid of the Knights of Ren altogether and just do something different for Kylo? Maybe a new group of Knights of Ren that were different and more upgraded in design, perhaps, maybe, where they are more kind of in tune with the Force. I think I could see something like that in a sense. But the character of Luke Skywalker here using the power, using the Force itself in order to create this shockwave to blast these people off a cliff to their death. It sounds like something what Starkiller would do in The Force Unleashed. I forgot the name of the power. I think it's called Force Repulse, if I'm not mistaken. It is indeed a canon Force ability in Star Wars Battlefront 2, in which Luke Skywalker does use it. You can use it in the video game, and it is indeed a canon power from that video game itself. So that's one thing. A lot of people want to see that more badass version of Luke Skywalker that we all hope to see in The Last Jedi, which we only got short little glimpses of that, right? Such as, for example, when Luke Skywalker blows up the hut on Ahch-To, and when Luke Skywalker is attacking Kylo Ren on the planet Crate, however, not touching his lightsaber. So it kind of felt like, you know, a half lightsaber duel, where Luke was just dodging every single move by Kylo, which is something that I personally did not agree with. I wanted a real duel between these two characters, and it seems as so that Colin Trevorrow was going to provide this for the fans, at least in, you know, the early development of this movie. Sure, it may have not made the finalized version of Colin Trevorrow's, you know, take on Episode 9, but I still think it would have made it to this big screen. I think so. Because Colin really wanted to do something very special for Luke in that movie, and I think that J.J. Abrams is borrowing that concept from Colin and implementing it into Episode 9, because apparently J.J., which we'll get to in the near future, he's doing something very special with Luke, and I cannot wait to see exactly what he's doing with that aspect. I'm more so curious, I should say. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.